Tyron Woodley, the former 5-time UFC champion, suffered a major setback when he was knocked out by YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul. The fight had been rather uneventful up until the finish in round 6, and it appeared that another slow-paced decision was on the cards. The problem child, on the other hand, landed a devastating overhand right that found its target in round 6. Woodley collapsed like a lawn chair and landed face-first on the canvas, prompting the referee to call the fight off. This is Woodley's second straight defeat to Jake Paul, and he is now 0-2 as a professional boxer. Many fans believe it will be extremely difficult for Tyron Woodley to recover from this setback. This time, the outcome was far more dramatic than the first time Paul and Woodley met. Paul defeated former UFC welterweight champion Woodley in a split decision on August 29 in Paul's hometown of Cleveland. Stay tuned. Paul was scheduled to fight Tommy Fury, the younger brother of WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, on Saturday's card, but a rib injury forced him to withdraw 2 weeks before the fight. Woodley stepped in, assisting in the creation of one of boxing's best moments of the year. Tweets read as, "Tree Young says he needs to fight boxer henceforth." Patrick Mahomes said that he really put Tyron to sleep. Jake Paul has a lovely overhand right. Danny Garcia at Danny Swift, the 19th of December, 2021. Oh my goodness. December 19, 2021. Daniel Cormier at DC MMA. Wow, say it ain't so. Incredible. December 19, 2021. Rashad Evans at Sugar Rashad Evans. At UFC, at Dana White I resigned. Jake Paul needs to work on his act, don't you think? December 19, 2021. Derek Brunson at Derek Brunson. The match. Jake Paul's rise in the boxing world isn't slowing down anytime soon. Actually, it could be just getting started. In a rematch, Saturday night at Amalie Arena, Paul, the YouTube star turned prizefighter, knocked out former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley at 2:12 of the 6th round. Before the finish, Paul walloped Woodley with a massive right hand, and Woodley was out cold on contact, face-planting to the mat. "This is as real as fucking gets, just like my right hand," Paul explained. The fight was scheduled to last 8 rounds at 192 pounds. In the first fight, Paul defeated Woodley by split decision on August 29 in Paul's hometown of Cleveland. The fight on Saturday included a clause that said if Woodley knocked out his opponent, he would win an additional $500,000, but it was Paul who had the spectacular stoppage victory. Paul stated that he noticed Woodley catching Paul's right cross with his left. Paul claimed that when Woodley did it at that point in the 6th, he timed it perfectly and landed the knockout blow. First round. Okay, let's get started. Woodley is already looking more active than he did in his last fight, which bodes well for his chances. But after such a quick start, things have slowed down a little. Both Paul and Woodley are attempting to break in. There have already been a few head clashes. So far, this round has been strange. My score is 10-9. Paul. Round 2. Is Woodley really going to show up to this fight and do the same thing she did the last time? It's a very Tyron Woodley move. Paul is landing the jab more effectively here, and Woodley is on his way to giving away another round. That's not good. Extremely boring. It would be fantastic if Woodley actually threw a couple of shots. My score is 10-9. Paul. Third round. A clash of heads or an elbow has left Paul with a cut, but he's winning. But wait, Woodley is breaking through gear and landing big shots. So far, Woodley has had a much better round. Woodley, on the other hand, is not taking advantage of this cut, standing flat-footed and not throwing. He performs better when he is on offense. Woodley isn't a good counterpuncher. My score is 10-9. Woodley, 4th round. Woodley lands a nice uppercut, but he's still a chore to watch. Woodley also lands a sharp hook, but it isn't game-changing. Woodley throws Paul to the ground at random. This fight is so bleak, man. It's difficult to watch. Woodley is winning this round, but it's not a great fight. My score is 10-9. Woodley, 5th round. Woodley landed a few body jabs, as well as some tight shots in the clinch. There are so many head clashes in this fight. It's the worst when these guys are constantly clinching. Is this how Woodley is spending his second chance? It's hard to believe how bad this is. Man who knows is my score, or even cares. 10-9 Woodley, I suppose. 6th round. These guys aren't interested in fighting. It's a complete shit show. To be honest, Paul appears tired. There are only 2 more rounds after this, and it feels like they haven't landed any shots yet. simply humiliating. Oh no! And Jake Paul lands absolutely clean, knocking Woodley to the ground. Oh my goodness, what a massive shot! I got the highlight reel knockout, Paul said at the post-fight press conference. I was preparing that shot. I could tell he was trying to catch the right hand coming straight at him. When Paul's original opponent, Tommy Fury, the half-brother of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, withdrew due to a broken rib and a chest infection, Woodley stepped in on 2 weeks' notice. Paul described Woodley as a legend. I admire him for agreeing to this fight on 2 weeks' notice because Tommy Fury is a bee. In the third round, Paul was cut by an errant Woodley elbow. Paul had a fairly large gash on his forehead, over his right eye, and blood was trickling down his face for the rest of the fight. In addition, Paul stated that he pulled his arm in the first round. During a clinch exchange in the fourth, Woodley slammed him to the mat. The fight was sloppy until the end, with a lot of clinching. Every time the two men attempted a combination, it appeared as if they got into a clinch and had to be separated. Woodley's best round came in the third, when he landed a big right hand. Paul had solid shots in the first 2 rounds, and Woodley's best round came in the third, when he landed a big right hand. Paul landed a huge right in the fourth round and began to use his jab more effectively in the fifth. Woodley had been running well in the sixth until the final lap. I dropped my fucking hands one time, and that was all it took, Woodley said after the fight at a press conference. In his post-fight press conference, Paul chastised UFC fighters Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz for leaving the arena when Woodley was knocked out. Both had been seated in the first row. During the post-fight press conference, Paul took aim at UFC President Dana White and his fighters, which has become a trademark of his career. I just knocked out a 5-time UFC champion and embarrassed your entire company, Paul said, addressing White. Please allow me to approach UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. Please allow me to get Diaz. Please allow me to obtain Masvidal. Please allow me to obtain Conor McGregor. I'm going to embarrass them as well. Dana, I promise you. Woodley actually outpunched Paul 39-25 in power punches. In total punches, the two were even at 43-43. Paul outworked Woodley in total body shots, outscoring him 15-7. Michael Ross and Efrain Lebron, the judges, had Paul up 49-46 going into the sixth round. Judge James O'Connor had Paul winning by a score of 48-47. Lebron predicted Paul to win the final 4 rounds. Ross predicted Paul to win every round except the third, and O'Connor predicted Woodley to win the third and fifth. Paul, 5-0, rose to prominence as a social media influencer, first on Vine and then on YouTube. He now has knockouts over YouTuber Ness and Jib, NBA veteran Nate Robinson, and former MMA champion Ben Askren in professional boxing. In the last 13 months, he has defeated Robinson, Askren, and Woodley twice. Paul, 24, made his professional boxing debut in January 2020 and has since moved into the promotional game. The card was promoted by his most valuable promotions company, with Showtime distributing it on pay-per-view. It's frightening to put a limit on where this could go, Paul said. The potential is truly limitless here. I'm hungry, motivated, and I adore this shit. I've only been a professional for 2 years, but this has gone astronomical, and it's making history. Woodley, 0-2, is regarded as one of the best MMA welterweights of all time. Well, use the comment section below to share your thoughts with us. Hope you enjoy the show. If so, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also, show us some love by clicking on the like button below and sharing the video with your friends and family. Turn on the notification button to get updates on our new videos. That's all we had for today. Bye. See you next time in the upcoming video.